The first arc of Naruto is perfect. It establishes the main characters remarkably well, provides an incredible amount of world building and lore, and portrays the themes of the series in a beautifully tragic and organic way. The Land of Waves arc is good on its own, but there is one moment that elevated it from good to legendary, and that is Naruto's speech to Zabuza. I know many of us like to joke about Talk no Jutsu and how Naruto uses his words just as much as his fists to engage against a powerful opponent, but this was different. It was the very first instance of it in the series, and by far the most emotionally compelling. And that's because Naruto isn't just preaching to a kindred spirit who went down the wrong path. We are witnessing the emotional breakdown of a child who is losing their innocence in real time. By far my favorite exchange is when Kakashi tries to calm him down by declaring Zabuza is no longer their enemy, and Naruto responds by pushing his sensei away, telling him to shut up and declaring Zabuza as his #1 enemy. And the look Zabuza gives him is one I will never forget. For Naruto, Gato may be scum, but Zabuza, in this moment, by refusing to acknowledge or protect Haku, his fallen comrade, is worse than scum. And I feel like this is precisely why Kakashi allowed Naruto to continue, because it's one of the very first lessons he taught him. It's also why Zabuza just stood there and took every word. They both know, all too well, the pain of losing their innocence at a young age. Every ounce in Zabuza's body here is trying to deny the deep pain and agony he is in, but not from his physical wounds, from the deep emotional and psychological collapse of someone who has been too strong for too long, so in denial of their emotions that he became frustrated when he couldn't figure out why he could no longer keep up with Kakashi following Haku's death. And his one brief glance at Haku's lifeless body told us everything we needed to know without a single word needing to be uttered. And that's precisely why Zabuza gave Naruto this look. He's aware of the walls he's built up to separate himself from his emotions, and he fears that Naruto's words, which he later describes as deeper than any blade, are going to be cut down. Naruto's speech is raw, brutal, explosive, and sincere. It's coming from a place of rage, pain, sadness, and confusion, and it's all being directed at Zabuza. He calls Zabuza a rat, and ungrateful, for not acknowledging Haku's loss with the reverence it deserved, and for allowing Gato to disrespect his body. Naruto reveals exactly how Haku felt about Zabuza, how much he truly meant to him, enough to sacrifice his young life, throw everything away for the sake of a man that is currently refusing to acknowledge any of it. What pushed Zabuza to the breaking point here weren't just Naruto's words, but the realization that Haku had shared his affection for Zabuza with Naruto before he died. There's nothing worse than realizing just how much someone means to you only after they are gone. Just ask Sasuke. The only difference is, for Zabuza, this described demon of the hidden mist, he's likely receiving love for the very first time, and it's coming from the other side. I'm sure on some level that Haku has expressed his affection and respect for Zabuza during their many years together, but the true depths of their affection was almost certainly something unspoken until now. And this is when the tears begin to fall. And I love how this is captured. You see droplets of water hit the ground, and one's first instinct could be to assume they're anything but tears. Surely it's rainfall. But no, it's just a terrible day for rain, or in Haku's case, a terrible day for snow. Zabuza mocks Naruto for talking too much, but deep down, he is grateful. Grateful to Naruto for sharing Haku's feelings, and grateful for a chance to redeem himself. Resigned to death, and admittedly content that this is where it ends, with the opportunity to return the favor and give up his life for Haku's sake, Zabuza completely eviscerates Gato and his thugs. In his final moments, he asks Kakashi to bring him to Haku so that he can see him one last time, and Kakashi, with respect and no ill will, honors his wishes. Zabuza's last words to Haku are heartbreaking, filled with regret, sorrow, and love. He's barely able to speak and yet forces the words to come out of his mouth anyway. Barely able to move and yet wills his hand to reach Haku's face. Zabuza laments that he may not be able to go to the same place as Haku after he dies, but at least he can spend his final moments by his side, just as Haku stood by him in life. and Kakashi in a somber mood, as he undoubtedly reflects on the many losses in his own life, suggests that Zabuza may indeed be able to join him on the other side. This was a beautifully tragic heart-to-heart, a masterful way to humanize the antagonist, and sets up exactly the type of character Naruto will become as he challenges the shinobi system's harsh customs and emphasizes bonds over anything else. It is here that Naruto's ninja way is born, an outright rejection of everything that the shinobi world stands for. It is put to the test over and over again through encounters with Gaara, Pain, Obito, and Sasuke. But this was where it all began, and how Naruto became a story that gripped millions right from its very first arc. And that does it for this video. Let me know how you guys feel about this scene. Was it your favorite scene in Naruto, or does another one make the top of your list? Leave your comments down below, please leave a like and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.